So we are almost towards the end of the book of love, one of the most beautiful, very sweet, very charming, lovely book, small one. I think there is no other book in Savitri which, in my opinion, is sweeter than this particular book. And that sweetness is of a totally different kind. It is the aspect of love in the purest sense, the true love, where it is a meeting of soul with soul, in the multiplicity of the souls joining each other. But at the same time, the poetic description belongs to what we might call the sublime aspect of romanticism. Its romantic touch is not just spiritual, not just psychic. It looks to be something far beyond that also. It is coming from elsewhere. It is ethereal, it is celestial, it is heavenly. And it is that which really keeps the charm of the book so sustained at such a high level, you see. In Sanskrit prosody, the criticism of poetry, there are what they call 9 rasas, 9 essences of poetry, 9 qualities of poetry. And one of the rasas, essence, is the Shringara rasa. Shringara means romantic, decoration, beautifying, that kind. So here we have the purest kind of Shringara rasa in this particular book. And it really elevates all our feelings, all our emotions, all our sentiments to a totally different plane altogether. That is the beauty, that is the charm of this poetry. If we are a little open to that, far beyond our ordinary vital interactions, reactions, and things of that kind, it has the power to lift you up to a totally different place altogether, you see. So the Shringara Rasa, it is a very, very unique kind of a description, I would say, at least to the extent I know, in the entire literature. You don't have this kind of a Shringara Rasa, neither in the ancient classical Sanskrit poetry, certainly not in this manner in the Greek poetry or the Roman poetry, you see. Surely not in the English poetry. This is a Shringara Rasa of a very different type altogether. And if only we can always remain in that Shringara Rasa. But then we have to also meet the problems of life, the different aspects of life, interact with them, and elevate them to the best possibilities of their expression. See, there is the warrior mood, there is the mood of calm, there is a mood of debate, and all those things are there. They have to be lifted up. In fact, the next book which you see there is altogether different kind of a book, the book of fate. And you see in it not only heavy metaphysical concepts, the problems of this world, and all those things. And in contrast to that, if you see this one, this is a totally different thing. So you can even say that each of the book in Savitri is kind of depicting each of the rasas. Rasa, essence, rasa, you see. The poetic quality, you see, character, you see. Now, there is no specific word in English for the word rasa. Rasa means essence, basically, the taste, the savor what you enjoy in poetry, you see. It is that, you see. Rasa. R-A-S-A. Yeah. So, okay, let's proceed with the text first before we come to other aspects of this poem, of this particular canto rather. The world was but their twin self-findings seen, or their own wedded beings' vaster frame. This is what we did last time. The world was but their twin self-finding. So actually the whole world which is there outside was their own self-discovery. They found themselves as you, and the world found itself in them. Or their own wedded being, master frame. In other words, their coming together is also bringing the entire world into their embrace, into their fold, into their ambit, into their atmosphere, ambience. This is a very high-pitched description. Their own wedded beings' master frame, which also means that their wedding is also going to absorb in it the entire world which is there around. The birds, flowers, trees, men, civilization, whatever you call it, all the ages, they are going to be a part of that wedding. That is one way of looking at it. The other common way of describing could be that, well, the wedding is taking place here, and who are the spectators? Who are the people who are watching the ceremony, participating in the ceremony? The whole world, all around. These mountains, these trees, these flowers, these birds, these animals, everything is there participating. They are present to celebrate the wedding, the ceremony, so to say. You see, all of them are there now. Now, this world is not only the nature which is there around them, which is supposed they are very beautiful, very charming, very sweet, all those things are there, but it also means that when the wedding is taking place, all the gods and goddesses are crowding in the sky to participate in this earthly wedding of the Lord and the spouse here. They are here participating. The whole sky is crowded with the presence of the celestial beings. And it is that world which is now a part of their wedding. They have come together in that sense. A moment has arrived that a new thing, a new beginning will be made, and naturally the gods will be extremely happy to participate, because it is from this moment onward that their real work will begin. They have been struggling all along to do something in this creation, gods and goddesses. Man was not receptive enough. They could not be fully effective in their mission until now, because things were not, so to say, ready. But now these two souls have come together. They join together. A new beginning is going to be opened out, and a new work will begin with that now. Naturally, the whole sky is crowded with those celestial beings, you see, obviously. So it is that world. Obviously, nature all around, immediate, but also the celestial beings, they're all there present, you see, participate. On the high cupola, on the high glowing cupola of the day. So the whole thing like is a dome. You see, it also means basically high glowing cupola. It is a metaphor for the noon. It is a metaphor for the noon. Noon. Essentially, you can say that the marriage is taking place at the noon hour. See, they have met early morning around 8 o'clock, and now the marriage is taking place at the noon hour, the high glowing cupola of the day. Cupola is on the dome, a small little structure is there. It is that. So it is that which is now being described here. So it is in the intensity of that noon, under the blaze of the sun, that these two souls are going to join with each other, joining together. On the high, glowing cupola of the day, fate tied and knot with morning's halo threads. So the morning was there, morning was picking up threads all along, and fate has brought them together because it is fate who really brought them together at this particular point, at this particular hour here. And it is the fate which has really tied a knot of the two. All the old knots are dissolved, the past knots are dissolved, and now a new knot is being put together. This is what happens in the Indian marriage. They tie the ropes of the bride and the bridegroom with a knot, and then they move together. See, so it is the fate which is really doing the job here. Fate tied a knot with morning's halo threads, while by the ministry of an auspicious hour. So he's describing the complete scene, the ceremony of marriage, tying the knot together, and the chanting of the verses of marriage hymn. It's all going on. Auspicious hour, auspicious hour. Auspice actually is a very beautiful word. It is the auguring hour, something which is brought forward from the future. The bird, the augur bird, he brings the news of the future to us. And it is the auspicious hour, means the future is now arriving at this particular moment, while the ministry of an auspicious hour, hard bound before the sun. Now, hard bound before the sun. In other words, their joining together is witnessed by the sun. He is the witness. Yes, they got married. He is the witness. There has to be somebody to witness. In the traditional marriages, it is the fire who is the witness, Agni. He witnesses the marriage ceremony. He stands by that. Yes, these two souls are united together. Heart bound before the sun, their marriage fire. So this is a yajna going on. The altar is lit, and you are offering to the fire all your auspicious feelings, beautiful feelings, nice things to the fire, kindling it so that it rises up and climbs to the skies above. That is what the fire does. Their marriage fire, the wedding of the eternal Lord and spouse. Well, this is the marriage of the Lord and the spouse, Ishvara and Ishwari. Ishvara is the Lord, Ishwari is the spouse. So actually it is the marriage of Ishvara and Ishwari, the divine as the Purusha, as the male, that is Ishvara, the divine as the power, the female, he is the Ishwari. She is the Lordess also, so to say, lady, you can say. And it is their marriage which is now taking place here. In other words, okay, let's read that. The wedding with the eternal Lord and spouse took place again on earth in human forms. In a new act of the drama of the world, the united two began a greater age. That is the purpose of the marriage, how they're coming together, how they're getting united to usher in a new age, a greater age. The whole purpose of their coming together, of their getting married, is to usher in a greater age, a new age. It is the beginning of a new era which is now going to happen here. Basically, therefore, what it means is that it is a celestial marriage. It is a cosmic marriage. Satyavan and Savitri are individuals in the human form of the two in the cosmic play coming together, Ishvara and Ishwari, for a certain creative act. They are uniting, and in that union, in their coming together, in that union, a greater age shall begin. Has to begin with that. That is the whole idea. So it's a cosmic marriage, which is being, it's a cosmic act actually, which is being described in the nature of, he says here, no, uh, uh, in human forms. See, he says, took place again on earth in human form. See what happens here. In a new act of the drama of the world, drama. Yes, you have to go through ups and downs, all the tussles of life, the difficulties of life, you have to meet them. Challenges are there. There are people who will intrude and disrupt things, and therefore it becomes dramatic also. But then a new drama, a new unfoldment is going to start from this moment onward. Took place again on earth in human forms. In a new act of the drama of the world, the united two began a greater age. Now here he says, two, T is capital, two. Now that two obviously refers to the eternal Lord and spouse. It is not referring here to Satyavan and Savitri in the human forms, but to the eternal Lord and his spouse, to Ishvara and Ishwari. They have come together, and it is in their union that things will happen now, you see. And this is happening at the noon hour. Now, this noon, earlier we are saying summer, all these things are pertinent details. They are not here just for the sake of decoration. They are also functional. They are functional. Obviously, the full intensity of the event is described by the noon in the summer. Fierce noon in the summer. And therefore, it is in that fierceness that they are coming together. Exactly 1 year after this event, at this hour, at noon, Satyavan is to die. So that noon, this noon gets connected with the noon on the day of his death. Day of his death. And it is noon which is actually the physical, the immediate cause of the death of Satyavan. The intensity of heat. It is a kind of a sunstroke which is suffering, and therefore he collapses. There has to be a physical cause for that death, you see. And it is that noon which is serving this purpose here, you see. Exactly 1 year after the marriage, this is what is going to happen. So this description is all linked up, tied up. And later on we'll see that when Narad tells that Satyavan will die 1 year after the marriage. 1 year after the marriage, from which moment? Is it from the moment when he is uttering the sentence, or when the marriage has taken place? It is this one, marriage, 1 year after the marriage, 1 year after the marriage. And he has formed it up. He has fixed it up permanently in that sense, you see. So all the details, the poet is consciously describing each and every minute detail because functionally they are important in the development of the story or the narrative. Narrative.